Hey, I can't I can't hear you though. Hey, no, I can't hear you.
All right, what about now? I think
Yes.
the mic was on mic. Okay. Say,
Yeah.
what's going on, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
All right, all right. I think last week you were out of town visiting your father. How'd that go?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you see in the title, this one is going to be recap of 2021 movie releases, basically movies that we've seen so far. Some in theaters, night watch, some on different platforms, Hulu and Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Definitely want to get into it, but I have a ranking thing that I came up with, so I will go over that real quick with you.
Okay.
One is a pleasant surprise. Those are best movies that we enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is a solid movie. It's not bad. And the last one, as always, a total disappointment.
Okay.
Hopefully, all the movies on this list or what we talk about will be in the top two and not too many in the bottom. But
Right.
again, we're honest. We're not here to bash movies and directors, stuff like that. Just give an honest opinion. So, with that being said, I want to jump into something real quick.
Okay.
I was thinking about it when I wrote this. So, let's get into it. The state of movie theaters, are they thriving? or just staying afloat? What's your thoughts on that night watch?
Well, I think I think it's a little bit of both. I think it depends on the area, because I've been fortunate to be able to see two movies in the theater, obviously in the last couple months, and the theater scene definitely isn't what it was for
Mm-hmm.
me, but I have heard from other people that I know, around the world actually,
Mm-hmm.
and YouTubers as well, where their experience of the theater is similar to what it was pre-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it really depends on where you're at. Um, I, I I hope it gets back to what it used to be and more.
Yeah.
But that remains to be seen for right now in some areas.
Okay. And it's funny you say that because to me, I think the golden era for movie theaters were 80s and 90s.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
2000, early 2000 were okay.
Hmm.
Then I think it gets a little janky. Then you fast forward a couple of years, like 10 years or better, we end up with the pandemic. And hopefully, again, some things that we was talking about, suggestions on a couple of shows that we did were having incentives for moviegoers and doing certain movie festivals to bring back moviegoers in the theater.
Yeah.
I've been in a movie theater. Of course, I go very early, the first showing on a Tuesday
Yep.
or Wednesday. Usually, movies that I go see is not really too popular, where it's going to be crowded.
Hmm.
So far, I've been me, Lori, and other moviegoers. I say about 6 or 7, and we're spread it around the movie theater. Pre-pandemic, it was maybe 12 or 15, so it's always been like really low.
Hmm.
So yeah, let's see what happens. But I think it's getting back. I just think that the psychology part of it, where you can't get something plays affecting people's minds sometimes, like in the back of their heads. So that's something
Absolutely.
take into consideration. So yeah,
Yeah.
that question's for you, man. I wrote that for you, and you had a really solid feedback, answer to that. So I
Yeah.
just want to
Yeah.
jump into what was that?
I was gonna say, yeah, it's a complicated, it's a really complicated situation, and I think we had talked um, weeks ago when I was able to go see Candyman, and
Mm-hmm.
it was almost like there was it was like a mission to get out of the car and go into the theater and feel comfortable, because that was the first movie that I had seen in over like a year and 2 months. So at the
Mm-hmm.
theater, so it's an interesting situation.
Now, is your theater near you? Like, is it within
Yeah,
half an hour, or is it?
yeah, it's less than a half hour away, and I mean it's not it's not a super big theater, but you can tell that it's not running at the same capacity of audience. You know what I mean? So
Okay,
yeah.
man, it's unfortunate. Same here. I was doing the big theater where you get your tickets, you pick your seat, and all that
Hmm.
stuff, but it wasn't panning out for me. After the bells and whistles, it's like, okay, I'm paying like extremely a lot of money where I
Hmm.
can go another under 10 minutes and get the same comfort
Right.
from those people. So
Yep.
I deal with the winners in Wallingford. Moving on, do you think all the movies that were shelved due to the COVID-19 lockdown will overflood movie theaters next year? Because a lot of movies that were put on the shelf, they had to come out eventually. Due
Yeah.
to two parts. One was because they're made. It takes a lot to make a movie. Two, investors the shareholders invested in making that movie. So, what's your thoughts on that question for you?
Well, I definitely think that there's a little bit of a quote unquote overflood of the movies. Um, I don't know necessarily how bad it will affect them, I suppose I suppose to some degree it will, because usually movies pick certain weekends to come out and they try to jockey for position versus another. You know what I'm saying? Especially like if you look at, like DC and Marvel, they usually try to find ways to stagger their releases so that their movies can still have some success. So, I think it will have some effect for movies next year, and even at the end of this year, because at the end of this year we got a lot of stuff that's all coming out around, within weeks of each other. We've got Marvel's Eternals, we've got Spider-Man, and then early next year, you've got I think it's Doctor Strange, and then other movies that are peppered in there. So it's going to be interesting. We got Bond coming out, Halloween Kills, all these movies, like really, really tight, because a lot of them had to move to where they're at now.
Yeah,
so
on the shelf.
Yeah. So it'll definitely be it'll be an overflood, and hopefully people are still gonna go and see these movies because they haven't seen a lot of movies since the pandemic started. So I hope that's the case. I really do.
Well, good question there. Good statement. Well, another thing I want to present to you is a lot of people, due to the pandemic, lost their jobs and got their hours cut back.
Yeah.
Due to that, entertainment is not the priority. So
yeah,
that plays a factor where myself is like, okay, I'm going to the movies for something I really want to see instead of me taking a chance. I still would take a chance to roll the dice on a couple movies, but not as many prior to the pandemic. So what's your thoughts?
Right. Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, like I said, Candyman was the first, the first one I went to go see it, and that was really because of the curiosity of it, the build up to it, and I was able to fortunately, for my channel, do a lot of coverage and stuff for it. So it's like, well, now I gotta see it when it opens. There's no way I can't. But I saw that, and I saw Shang-Chi just because of all the big and positive word of mouth of Shang-Chi. But there's been a couple movies that I would have seen in theater pre-pandemic that I haven't. And so I do think that there's going to be that mentality as far as, will I take a chance on a movie I'm not 100% sure on? And for me, I probably won't right now. Whereas before the pandemic, I would have been like, hey, a new movie is out and I want to go because of the experience, of going with friends and getting a snack, or, there's some movie theaters that serve food and stuff like that. So, it's a very interesting situation. And yeah, I mean, the pandemic has really stifled a lot of the entertainment field that we all enjoy.
So, pre-COVID, you used to go to the movies with your friends, whether it's your brothers or your friends?
Oh yeah. Usually it'd be, especially for, a big type of movie, it could be easily a dozen of us, easily.
They're rolling thick. Okay.
Hey, I'll never forget, man, when I went to go see Endgame. It was probably about 10 of us all together, because we had friends and family and kids, stuff like that. So it was fun to do. It really, really was. It was really fun to do. And
I had an experience with Black Panther. I ended up getting tickets for at least 7 or 8 family members, uncles and aunts and stuff like that. Of course, we wore some African traditional patterns and stuff like that. And we rolled up in that joint thick, and we enjoyed it. And it was a moment, afterwards we hung on the line for maybe 15 minutes and everybody went their separate ways. But I do remember that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good memories, man. I mean, like I said, with big movies like that, or what have you, the movie is fun, and a lot of times if the movie's great, that's great. But for me, it's the hanging out and the camaraderie and spending time with those people that you enjoy spending time with, and
a
for
crowd
me,
participation too.
Yes, absolutely, man. And it was fun to have that, especially with certain movies, like
Hmm.
something like Endgame, like that
Hmm.
final battle scene, which is
Hmm.
like 20 something minutes long or whatever. You could just hear people cheering and eyeing and oohing and little kids getting excited, even
Yeah.
older folks, and it was a fun thing to do. It's very similar to like going to a sporting event,
Hmm.
and so like I said, theaters was a very fun thing to do. And now it's just much more touch and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think this generation right here, they don't really do too much crowd participation.
Hmm.
And it's unfortunate because that's what it's for, to participate, with people that's has the same like and enjoying the same movie that you're watching.
Yeah.
So definitely move on. And I think this is interesting. I was watching this, but I think it's official now, so I will share it with you.
Okay.
And that is AMC is accepting Bitcoin crypto as a form of payment for moviegoers. What's your thoughts on that?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I didn't know that. I think I might have heard a rumor of that maybe
Mm-hmm.
happening. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess it's good. I mean, as far as for the theaters, trying to stay open and kind of like what we've talked about, how to get people back into the theaters with incentives and doing special showings and festivals. I mean, if this is going to help them stay in business, then I'm all for it, because it was so many. Even myself, I know of several theaters that they're done. They are
Really?
closed. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeesh. I
And
didn't know
so
that.
yeah, and so if this is a way for theaters, all over to stay open, I'm all for it, man.
Okay. All right. All
Yeah.
right. So let's get into some movies here.
Okay.
I'm gonna pop them up on the screen, and if you've seen it, we can discuss. If not, we'll move on. The first one is Shadow in the Cloud. Basically, these are Gremlins, the original origin of Gremlins, what they were really meant to do, and that was to cause mischief amongst World War II mechanical stuff like tanks and airplanes.
Mm.
As you see, the lady, and I forgot her name, but she's the one from Kick Ass and
Yeah, Chloe
Equalizer.
Moretz. Chloe
Yeah.
Moretz, Grace
So
Moretz.
I definitely enjoyed the movie. I think it could have been a little bit tighter. Have you seen this one?
I haven't seen it. I've heard about it though. So now maybe based on what you say, maybe I'll be checking it out.
Yeah, it's a morning movie. It's something that you could put on,
Hmm.
move around a little bit and check out. But I will give this movie. Let's see. Let's see. Let's give it a solid. I'll give it a solid.
Okay.
So moving on to the next one. That is Outside the Wire.
Netflix.
Yeah. Did you check this one out?
I saw some of it, and actually I liked it. I like Anthony Mackie.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a big fan of his and some of the things that he's done in Marvel and outside of Marvel. But yeah, it was pretty cool. You know.
Yeah. And his counterpart was the brother from Snowfall. Definitely
Yes.
liked him, and I would say this movie was a pleasant surprise due to the fact that Anthony Mackie really carried this movie along with his co-host, co-star, and they knocked it out the park for what it was.
Hmm.
The next movie is American Skin. Have you seen this one?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so I think this one is a Eddie recommendation. I'm
Okay.
very sparing with that, but if I recommend it, or better yet, co-sign it, then it's a really good movie. So at your leisure, if you could watch it with a couple of people and
Hmm.
discuss it, it's not too heavy.
Hmm.
I think it's well written. Uh, the brother that's on this, he's the one who wrote and directed. So
Okay.
when you get a chance,
All right.
check that out. And I would say this is a pleasant surprise.
Okay.
Moving on. Not
Demon
sure you do
Slayer.
animation. Demon Slayer, brand new animation in the last 3 or 4 years.
Mm.
Um, this one's dealing with situation on the train. You don't have to watch or be familiar with the animation to watch that movie.
Mm-hmm.
If you are into it, I would say this is a solid movie. If you do, venture out and watch. And do you watch animation by any chance?
Yeah, I haven't in a while, but I do like anime. Is that on Netflix?
I watched that one on Voodoo. I think I rented that one on Voodoo. But
Okay.
eventually, skip about 4-5 months, it'll be on Netflix because they just start getting another contract with different animation studios. So now I'm seeing a bigger library of animation on Netflix.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. This one right here. Have you seen this one?
I have not seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it.
Okay. I'm gonna give this one a pleasant surprise.
Oh, okay. All right.
And the reason why I'm giving it a pleasant surprise for the fact that the way they revisit, repackage, and really sat down and say, look, let's write this out and let's do a writing session where, okay, Night Watch, why did this make sense to you? And you explain why. And they put it in the movie. So when they do stuff like that, I acknowledge it. I appreciate it. It had a gore in it. It is a horror movie, but it doesn't run as a horror movie.
And it had no connection to the Wrong Turn series.
No, no, but they definitely pay homage and did justice by it. So for something that's new these days, it's not a paint by number.
Yep.
Because I'm sick of the paint by number stuff. They definitely did a good job with that series. Now this one right here is a really good movie.
I Care a Lot. I haven't seen that one. That's isn't that God, I can't think of her name. She was in
Gone Girl.
Yeah, Gone Girl, yeah. She's a good actress.
Yeah. She played these like macabre type roles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't seen it, that's number 2. That's highly recommended. Again, if you could watch it with somebody, it's great for discussion during the movie and after the movie. You might put it in your library if you have a streaming type, a digital download stuff. Because I have one for Voodoo.
Yeah.
And yeah, definitely enjoyed it.
Okay.
Why am I get this one? Let's see. This one gets a pleasant surprise. Okay. So moving on. Here's our boy.
Good old Nick Cage.
Yeah, man. Him participating in this movie. First of all, the movie was let's get right. Solid.
I agree. Yeah, solid.
You seen this one?
Yeah.
And I definitely enjoyed him because he's taking scripts that other actors would turn down.
Mm-hmm.
He still has star power. He's still consistent. No shade towards Steven Seagal, but he's not going the Steven Seagal route. He's
right.
not going all of that.
Right.
If anything, he's running parallel with Jean-Claude Van Damme because Jean-Claude Van Damme is still putting out good quality movies. So this is our American version of him. I definitely enjoyed this movie. It's a fun watch. I would put it in that category, and I just enjoyed it. So yeah,
I agree.
This one right here, Red Dot.
I haven't seen that one.
Don't waste your time.
Oh, okay.
Don't waste your time.
All right. It was that bad, huh?
You don't even want to talk about it. So,
yes.
A pleasant surprise.
Yeah, man. I gotta admit, it was a pleasant surprise, and the stuff that they were able to do in the movie, it's like, wow, it's such a big difference with the special effects, the quality, and it's funny because before I saw Godzilla vs. Kong, a friend of mine, another YouTuber, he had a watch along where they were watching the old school one, King Kong versus Godzilla from
Mhm.
like whatever it was, 82 or
Mhm.
whatever it was. And holy shit, man, the difference, that a couple decades can make. It's
Yeah,
crazy. It's
it's
crazy.
funny because I have it has to be over 35, maybe about 35 years. I have Kung Fu Sundays. Started with my uncles and my cousins. They in the military. They came back from Okinawa, Japan, and whatever Hawaii. I mean, I had tapes. Brought them back, going to New York,
Hmm.
and of course, Shore Brothers, the main uh, company that we watch as far as movies.
Hmm.
I'm watching it. I think it was 2 years ago, and the sound effects, the I was
Yes.
like, wow, this was serious back in the day, but it's so outdated. I'm
Yeah.
like, damn. But it still has nostalgia feel
Hmm.
to it. So I definitely still appreciate it. Definitely not
Hmm.
downplaying it. But like you said, certain things just so outdated and you can see the difference with the technology.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely agree with you. Now, since you say it's a watch along, there's an app called Clubhouse. I'm not
Hmm.
sure if you have it.
No, I don't have it,
If
but I've heard
not,
of it.
it's free.
Hmm.
I have it. Had it since the beginning of the summer. And what I find myself doing is they will have these things where strangers they'll put something like, okay, night watch, 6 o'clock tonight, we're gonna watch Creep Show.
Hmm.
So you just get on your phone, you log in, you can't see, you just listen. And they'll say, okay, we're going to YouTube. Everybody hit start at the same time, and it might be like maybe 50 people watching the movie. And
Oh,
everybody
wow.
just comment.
Hmm.
The least might be 20, but the most is like 60. And everybody just
Wow.
hanging out talking.
Now
So
is
I've been
that
doing that for a while. It's called
it,
Clubhouse.
is that for Android?
Yeah, for all. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Maybe it's something else I was thinking of. Okay, I'll have
Yeah,
to maybe check that out. I've heard of it, but I've never really looked into it.
yeah, check it out because I'll send you some stuff. I'll send you some stuff later. But actually, we're going to be talking to each other.
Yeah.
Android and iPhone can FaceTime each other now.
Oh, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Nice. It's
So
about time.
so yeah, that's another thing. We are talking about that at work tonight. My homegirl, she was on it. So yeah.
Nice.
So moving on to the next one is the seventh day.
Oh,
You check this one out.
I haven't seen it, but is that Guy Pearce in
Guy
the
Pearce
middle?
in the front. A guy
Yeah,
from what's that movie? He's the blind guy.
he was in
Don't Breathe too.
Yep, yep.
And
He's been in a couple things,
yeah,
Prometheus and
yeah.
um, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
So this one is I will change it to this.
Okay.
Um, definitely a good movie. I
Hmm.
don't want to ruin it for you, but if you watch it, I will put this one in the supernatural.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there it is.
There it is. A pleasant surprise.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so too.
Definitely
Absolutely.
good. He finally got his vision out there on how he wanted that movie to look and be.
Hmm.
Uh, so yeah, not too
And
much to
it
talk about on that one.
and it made more sense too.
Yeah, it may have a lot of more sense.
Yeah, it was like a world of a difference.
Yeah, that plus it was kicking ass too.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
kicking ass.
yeah.
This one, solid. Um, a lot of people didn't understand what was going on, and I had to inform them that, hey man, this is not back in the days when those jokes would fly.
Hmm.
So it was a cautionary tale of paint by numbers. Like we're not going to defend this, and that. So
Yeah, yep.
Eddie
It's a
Murphy
different
was a
day.
little, yeah, him along with other comedians were a little restrained in this movie, but there's some other stuff that he's got coming down the pipe. Actually, Wesley Snipes and Kevin Hart just finished up wrapping a real drama movie. No comedy,
Nice.
just a drama. So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
Seen this one?
I did.
I'm gonna say a pleasant surprise. What's your take on it?
I was gonna say solid.
Solid?
You know
Okay.
it. You know, I don't want to say that it was paint by numbers, but no, it was good. It was good.
Mhm.
You know, it's worth your time.
Cool. Cool.
You know,
Seen this one?
no. Although I really did want to see it because I'm a fan of Emma Stone. I think she's a really good actress.
I think
Versatile.
this one is gonna catapult her career. I mean, it's a Disney movie, but at the same time, she brought her acting A game.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, people in Disney movie they get to do a solid,
Mm-hmm.
but she said, "We up this." So I think she repackaged it and she owns it. It's like what's the guy name that's playing Toby? The guy plays Spider Man, the new kid.
Oh, Tom Holland.
Yeah, he owns Spider Man.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Downey Jr. owns Iron Man. She owns that character.
Yeah.
Which is thoughts
Yeah.
on this one?
Yeah, I'd say
think-
solid. I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. When you're laughing at me, but like I did expect. I don't know if I want to say expect more, because with a zombie movie, it could be friggin' anything. But me and my brother watched it, and we were both like, yeah, it was pretty good. It definitely had great moments, and it definitely had some great gore and some good action. The story had a couple of missteps for me, and where they took some characters, but it was still solid. It's worth a watch. I'm not upset that I watched it and spent the time to watch it.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree with you 100%. I think his daughter character was annoying.
Yes.
Doing the most.
Yes. That's funny you say that, because that's what me and my brother kept talking about throughout the movie.
Yeah. And I thought she was gonna like redeem herself and have a moment of epiphany where, let me just get my shit together
Mm-hmm.
and be responsible and do what I said I was gonna do and save these people without jeopardizing other people.
Yes.
That wasn't the case. This one right here. Have you seen this one?
No, but it is, not only is it on my watch list, but my brother keeps saying, you've got to watch this. You've got to watch this. So, pleasant surprise.
Yeah. And it shouldn't be because it's individually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, my boy.
Yeah. Have you seen this one?
Yes. Yeah.
Where are you going with this?
I'd say it's solid, man. For me, Jason Statham, when he's in a movie, just about all of his movies I enjoy. I can't think of a movie of his that I'd say I didn't enjoy watching, because he's got a charisma to him, and he's a very physical actor, his presence and so forth. So he always brings it, even in some of the movies that may not have had the most logical concept, but this was kind of, the regular,
I think he hones in on his skills. He's an actor. I'm definitely putting him in the actor category, but I think he knows that he has a charming man persona going on about him.
Mm-hmm.
A bravo to him, where men and women can relate to him.
Yeah.
This is a lion breed, because you don't see that too much these days. So
yes,
that's something that he can exude in his acting, but he don't overdo it, oversaturate it.
Yeah.
No shade towards my man The Rock, but sometimes he can oversell it, and sometimes I'm like, damn, am I watching a movie or this is a Colgate commercial? Because he's smiling like all the way through the movie.
I know. It's like relax.
Okay,
Yeah.
You're a handsome guy. We got it. But I need you to jump across this bridge and save these people. Okay?
Right.
Colgate smile. Appreciate it.
Right.
Yeah, so I definitely like this. Now, Guy Ritchie directed this movie. I'm a big Guy Ritchie fan.
Yeah.
Um, for him to take this type of smaller scale movie is good, so he can start making it do what he do in the budget because he used to bigger movies, bigger scale. So he
Mm.
can basically, all right, have 4 cameras set up this way so I could get something where this one was like 1 or 2. We got a certain amount of time. You
Yeah.
tell us the way, a smaller budget.
Mhm.
The actors in it did good. The people around them, definitely like the action and stuff. Yeah, I think I'll put this in my library if I come across it on
Yeah.
sale. So yeah. What do you think about this movie?
You know what, man? I still haven't seen it. I've heard so much about it, and I usually enjoy stuff that Chris Pratt does. But I've heard a lot about it, not spoiler stuff, but
Mm-hmm.
just a lot of opinions. So
Okay,
yeah, that's on my watch list too.
cool. Well, it's a good movie. I don't want to ruin it for you, but
Mm.
definitely check it out when you get a chance.
There
What about
she
you?
is. Oh yeah. I I will say I would say it's a pleasant surprise because we didn't know what. I mean, we waited so long for a friggin' Black Widow movie, like
Mm-hmm.
years and years and years. And then, probably more than any movie, maybe other than Wonder Woman 84, this movie was jumping to this date, to that date, pushed forward, pushed forward, pushed forward. And
Mm-hmm.
it almost took you out of it a little bit, at least for me
Mm-hmm.
as a fan. So I watched it. I enjoyed it. It was a pleasant surprise. Everybody in it was good.
I
Um,
give it a solid.
yeah.
Um, I think my gripe is the writers and this trend. And to me, I think for me, I like to see woman empowerment, woman taking lead, uh, old school feminists, first wave feminists. Um, but today you don't. How can I say? You don't insult other people to
Hmm.
be in the spotlight. Were things back in the days where I did a little research myself on I watched some Sean Connery movies, just skip through them. Roger Moore, uh, Magnum PI TV show that wasn't too
Hmm.
bad, but a couple movies where I can see a little what they were referring to, but it was never intentional or blatant disrespect.
Hmm.
Whereas it's blatant disrespect. And I think if you want to resolve any issues that you have and we're acknowledging it, then in return, let's put both of those things away and continue to make positive move without belittling each other. So
Hmm.
that's kind of stood out in the writing to me. But
Hmm.
besides that, everything else is tight. And yeah, don't be scared to get loose in these movies. I know it's a female director, and I gotta say, I gotta get her name right, but the one who did Punisher Warzone,
Hmm.
that lady kicked ass. She came with the high body count, gore, violence.
Yeah.
She did not pull away. And a
Hmm.
lot of people did not know that as a woman who directed that movie.
Right.
Um, so I'm looking for these sisters, like, these ladies that really, take it there. Don't be scared, take it there.
Hmm.
What do you think about this movie?
Uh, God, man. I guess I'd say it's solid. I'm a big fan of Liam Neeson, and
Mm-hmm.
this part of his career, which has been so interesting, where he's doing these action uh angled type of stories. I've enjoyed all of them, even the ones that weren't really great because of him, because
Mm-hmm.
I'm tuned into him as a character, and he's a great actor. I mean, this wasn't anything special per se, um,
Mm-hmm.
but again, I just like him in these roles, and it's going to be interesting to see how how much longer he does these types of movies. You know what I mean? Because it's just I mean, in a way, I'm happy because it just goes to show you that an actor who's older, can still lead a film, and there's going to be action in it, or some action elements per se. You know what I mean? An older actor doesn't have to portray a quote unquote old man in the movie who's usually, the wise person or the person sitting back giving orders or whatever,
Yeah. Well, Sean Connery wasn't like that.
That's true too. That's true. That's very true. And I loved Sean Connery, those 90s movies that he did, like The Rock and all of those movies. So Sean Connery was one of the few that was doing that back in the day. That's true.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. He was up there in age.
He was.
He was smooth with it.
He was
smooth with it. Ladies still liked him.
Yeah.
But again, I enjoyed the movie. I would put this movie Night Watch as a popcorn movie. Definitely enjoyable. Understand that this is a popcorn movie, so it's not. They used to say, "Oh, just turn your brain off and enjoy it." Yep. I'm not saying that. I'm just gonna say know what it is and enjoy it. Again, Denzel Washington, Liam Neeson, some of these older actors. Just need to get scripts where it's well written for them to participate in the action scenes.
That's right.
We're not gonna buy it too much when they're jumping over certain things, unless they're Tom Cruise.
Yes.
He's still doing stuff like that. So
yeah,
just be mindful of the script and write it well so it accommodates them.
Yeah.
I think that's it. So have you seen this one?
No.
Okay. Well, this is Christina Milian. I would say this is a pleasant surprise. This is on Netflix.
Okay.
This is what we call a romantic comedy, which we did a live stream on a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
If you with your lady friend or whatever, get together and enjoy it. It's one of the movies. You can watch it by yourself if you choose, but it flows better with a lady or your partner, whoever. Let's see. Did you see this one?
No.
Well, don't waste your time.
Was it on Netflix?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
The premise, the way it's shot, they have something here. And sometimes, I'm not sure what it is, but we don't need a whole backstory sometimes. If it's a horror movie, action movie, we don't need too much relatable stuff. It's a movie. We're here for a certain thing. Let's get that going. They spend too much time in the back trying to build things up, and then the action, it's like, it's off balance. You get a chance to watch this?
No. Although I've heard a lot of stuff about it though, and I was a fan. I was, when I was younger, that was the first Space Jam. I actually did enjoy that.
Yeah, it's a Space Jam. I think they got it set up with the franchise where the next 10 to 15 years, if you get somebody that's along these guys' parallel career, then they will put that person in that situation to do Space Jam. That's it. We know what we get in. These are athletes, these are not actors. They surround them with other actors. Don Chingo. Special effects is there. Storyline towards the kids and the people that following his fans. So it wasn't bad.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
What's your thoughts?
I'd say solid movie. It was good. It had good things in it. There were a couple of, to me, and I use this word a lot, missteps, and we talked about it when we did a review on it on my channel too. I just think that it just had some missteps. I mean, it's worth your time to watch it if you haven't seen it. and especially if you're a DC fan, if you're a superhero fan or Harley Quinn fan or whatever.
Mhm.
But it had some missteps in it for me. I didn't like it. I didn't like it as much as I wanted to like it. Put it
That
that
makes
way.
sense. That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair. And that's all
although,
we ask. Just to be fair,
yeah,
When it comes to Suicide Squad, I think the first one did good until the third act, and then it fell apart due to
yes,
studio stepping in and editing to make it PG-13, where it was a hard R.
hmm
Um, what's this director name?
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
Hmm
He definitely can make a movie. He's old school. I remember him from Trauma.
hmm
Trauma
Yep.
Studios, Toxic Avengers, and all those movies. That's the camp he's from. So I was watching his stuff back then. That's how far back I go watching this guy's stuff. So, anyways, I think if you would have toned down the comedy,
Yes.
then this would have been solid.
Yeah.
It was too
Yeah.
much. It was a little bit too much, but
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. But it was a better installment to the franchise. So now people accepted this one better than the first one, and they did well at the box office. So that's two things right there for it to be another installment into this franchise. So
hmm
okay, we'll wait. We'll see what happens. So let's see if they tone it down.
Right.
Have you seen this one?
Ryan Reynolds. No, I haven't seen it yet. It's on my watch list though.
Yeah, me and Lori went to see this with my daughter. Pleasant surprise.
Nice.
Pleasant surprise. But if we didn't get a chance to see it, I highly recommend that one.
Okay.
Netflix Prey.
I've heard of it, but haven't seen that one either.
This one is a French movie, somewhat of a revenge type movie. I don't want to give much I don't want to give too much away, but it's not a slow burn, but it's teetering on a slow burn.
Hmm
And I'll leave it like that. So if you don't get to it, you miss a nine.
Yeah.
This one I enjoy.
There it is. Yes, sir.
At first,
Yes.
I watched it with Lori. We like, this is kind of trash. But after we figured out what was going on,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am not gonna lie to you, man. This is one of the first movies in a long time where, and I don't want to get into spoilers for people that haven't seen it because it's still new. But when that thing happened, when the reveal happened,
Yeah.
my jaw dropped, and I was like, "What?" And that was so cool to have a feeling like that, especially nowadays where a movie, there's no more surprises. We see all the trailers and we hear the leaks and we know everything that's probably going to happen in the movie, or you can guess what's going to happen. This movie, it was like you were in a fog and you had no clue what the hell James Wan was trying to do with this movie. And then when it hits, it's like, okay, all right. Yeah, it was a pleasant surprise. It was a solid movie. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what?
Crazy.
I feel like this. I think there's a couple things that's going on. Number one, what we always talk about is taking chances. And he did that with a script. He merged action, supernatural, with a little shocker. Remember Shocker?
Yes.
Because it put me in mind of Shocker just a little bit.
Yep.
It still had that. His famous shots, how he shoots the movie, combined. So those three things right there. And for him to do that, I'm like, okay, man, thank you for taking a chance. It could have cut out about 15 minutes just to bring it together. There's a little length to it of talking dialogue that could have been left on the floor. But besides that, some of the scenes in there, I'm like, damn. Especially when the detective first chased them.
Yes.
They got busy.
Yeah, that was a great scene, and the way it was shot and the tension and everything. Like this, James Wan is all right. Gotta give him tons of credit. Like his career, he always kind of comes with something, that is a little fresh in the horror genre, you know, like when he did Saw, and it was like, wow, that was a lot different. And, you know, then doing things like Insidious and The Conjuring. And for a long time, there were so many movies that tried to copy that aesthetic, you know what I'm saying? And with this movie, when the trailer came out, it almost seemed like it would be kind of in the vein of those movies.
Yeah,
but
the same universe.
Yes.
Conjuring.
Yes.
On us. Yeah.
Yeah, he took a left turn, but it was good.
I think I'll put this in my library. It's a solid movie. I definitely watch it, deconstruct it, you know, analyze it, you know, because I really enjoyed it. Because I watched half of it and I was like, all right, it's getting too long, and I had to go to sleep. Then when I came back and started fresh again from the beginning and watched it all the way through, I'm like, damn, this guy really out here taking chances. He's merged the different genres together.
Yeah.
And I thought it worked.
Yeah.
And it was practical effects. You know, it was a smaller budget, but he did what he needed to do with that smaller budget. You know what I'm saying? I agree.
Yep.
So I definitely enjoy that. Again, let's see. This data movie theaters on the drive. We hit these. So here we are. Night watch for movie picks. Let's get into them.
Yeah, man.
Let's go to the first one.
Shang-Chi. Yeah, man. This was a fun movie. You know, that's the big thing I can say. It was a fun movie. I did venture out to the theater to see it. I was really impressed with just how the movie came together, being an origin story. Sometimes for superhero movies, an origin story can kind of be like, you know what I mean? But they, you know, but this movie had so many cool elements to it that I was invested, and you know, the fights were really good. So from the martial arts side of things, I was like, all right, they're doing pretty good. You could tell that they put in a lot of work. Tony Leung as the villain, he was amazing, you know, and it's like
he's a charismatic actor, man.
Right?
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, man. He was
I think him, Andy Lau, I love Andy Lau.
Yes.
I mean, them guys are very charismatic.
They are.
The Chow Yun Fat? Not Chow Yun Fat. What's the guy from The Killer? But he's another one that's charismatic.
I know you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah. And to exude that, they're like the equivalent to what we have as Denzel Washington. Very smooth, charismatic, well acted, know when to turn it on, know when to turn it off. You know what I'm saying? And jumping in different genres. So salute to that guy. He's an icon over there, and I'm definitely acknowledging him.
Yeah.
He did him and the other sister in there, that the older what is her name? I'm having a brain fart.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yes.
Yes.
Around, man, because they earned it, and plus they track record. They've been in the game for years.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I mean, as soon as Michelle Yeoh came on screen, I just had this big smile on my face. You know, it was just like you can't help
it.
It was good.
So I'm just gonna add my little 2 cents to what you just said, and I think, you know, the homage to certain movies that they pay homage to, the format of Training, old Shaw Brother movies and Kung Fu movies from the 70s and 80s, all that was nicely put in there. It wasn't forced in your face, but it was organically put into the story to make it flow. You know what I'm saying? So again, it was a pleasant surprise for me. I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm buying it.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Candyman. Well, as you know, so this was the first movie I ventured out to the theater in over a year, and it was a fun time. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of build up to this movie, a lot of curiosity about how it could balance, you know, paying respect to the original, but can it bring something new and inventive to the story, to the mythology? And I think it did a pretty good job. You know, it's a lot. This is a type of movie that you can have a good discussion about, because there's a lot of things involved in it. But I think that the director, Nia DaCosta. I think she did a good job with the movie. There were a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on, like there was cuts made to the movie, and of course, after a movie comes out, you start to kind of hear some things trickle in about what was cut out. And I would be so interested to see a director's cut of this movie, because there were some things that I think could have made it a little bit better. You know, there was a little bit of unevenness to the script. But that being said, it was a fun experience to see in the theater, because the cinematography was amazing.
Oh yeah,
You know?
way intro, how it came
Yeah.
up with the clouds in the buildings.
Yeah.
So I had some time to think about what I said about this movie the first time, and I'm gonna have to retract some stuff that I said and give more props to it. Number one, even having another Candyman is good enough for us, because now we have they restarting the franchise fresh for a new generation. I think she did an excellent job shooting this movie. It was a little convoluted, some of the story, but that's okay, because they can fix it in the next installment, because it did well at the box office, because we know box office let you know to make another one. And
That's right.
They will. The only thing I will stick to my guns, is I needed more gore and blood. But besides that, I enjoyed it.
Yep.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Here you go.
That's my couple there, man. Look, I mean, the bottom line is, and I know from what I've been hearing, especially from other YouTubers, it's kind of like, you know, everyone's all over the place with this movie. But everyone does agree that Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson were great in this role that they played in these 3 movies. And I agree, they were great in the movie. This wasn't better, you know, than the first movie or the second movie, but you know, it was still solid to me, as far as, you know, I had a good time watching it. I think I give them credit for trying to do something different than the first 2 movies, because the setup, you know, the structure of the movie was different than 1 and 2. So I give them a lot of credit to try to do something different, because like you said, a lot of times these movies, especially these big franchises, they don't take enough chances, and I think that was a chance that they took with this. So I appreciated that. I wish that the whole court scene aspect of the movie, I thought that was going to have a bigger role, a little bit more of an interesting role, I guess is a better way to word it.
Of Emily Rose.
Yes, and that's a great example. Matter of fact, one of my favorite, you know, courtroom type of, you know, movies of that ilk. This wasn't that, but you know, for what it was good. You know, I say it's a solid movie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it was trash. It was a solid movie. I think again, I like that they treating American horror movies with more sophisticated stories now.
Yes.
I just need them to, like, don't forget that this still is a horror movie, and we're gonna need a gore, series and stuff like that. But I like that they are turning away and getting away from the old school format. You know, which I think it ran out in the 90s, and here it is, 2021. So kudos to these directors that did Candyman and The Conjuring 3. I see what you were trying to do. Your guys are setting another course, and hopefully somebody can take it and run with it. The next movie that you got is, I enjoyed it. I like this poster too.
Hey, look, the poster is badass. The trailer was badass. My boy Hiroyuki Sanada, who played Scorpion, he is absolutely badass. I love that dude. Every time he's in a movie, I'm always zoned in, because he just has a charisma to him. But I am not gonna lie to you, man.
Okay, keep it a buck.
You know, and maybe it's because, you know, and obviously we know what this is all about. We're old school, you know, Mortal Kombat fans. I used to play the damn game in an actual arcade. So the only thing about this movie was, I don't think we needed the lead character, I know he was kind of our vehicle into this universe, but it just seemed like we were wasting some time. You know, it had some great scenes. It had a couple of cool fights, but the fights weren't as cool as I was hoping that they would be. You know what I mean? Like I was expecting, and especially because your boy Sub-Zero from the Raid, he's in it. So I'm like, let's get some Raid level martial arts stuff going on, right? And for me, anyways, it wasn't at that level.
Me too.
And it was, for me, it was a disappointment in the sense that in my mind, I was like, it's going to be, you know, the story is going to be tight and the martial arts is going to be tight. If the martial arts was tighter, then I would have felt better with it. But, you know, you had some scenes where it was like, come on, guys, let's, you know, come on. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like versus something like Shang-Chi, which, you know, the martial arts, the choreography and the way that it was filmed was very exciting. It made me, when I was watching it, get all into it. And with Mortal Kombat, I didn't have as many of those scenes. Everything with Scorpion was excellent. And the Scorpion backstory was, we needed more Scorpion. That's what we needed.
So here's the thing, though. I agree with you 110%, and it did well. So we're going to get another one. I think the three things we need for this franchise to really take off. Number one, better fight choreography.
Yep.
Number two, gore.
Yep.
Number three, if you're not going to give it to a horror director, give it to a foreign director.
That's a good point.
Or Korean, the one who did I Saw the Devil or
yes.
Busan.
Yeah.
Give it to somebody like that.
Yeah. Yep.
That's going to save this franchise to me. Now, I'm not saying American directors can't get to that level, but I can't think of one off the top of my head that can bring it like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, it is what it is.
Right.
So, with that being said, we're going to move into the director spotlight. Michael Bay. Mr. Explosive himself.
Yeah. Oh, man.
What's your thoughts on Michael Bay work?
Look, man, I mean, I don't know. I might start calling him Money Bay. I mean, look, he knows what he's had some good movies, obviously, and he's had movies that have made a lot of money. And I've enjoyed a lot of his movies. I think that he gets a bad rep because it's almost like he started drinking his own Kool-Aid, in recent years of his work. Yeah. And it's almost like, dude, you got to stay sharp like you used to be, That being said, I still enjoy his movies, and especially a lot of his older movies. I mean, Bad Boys, The Rock, stuff like that. It's just good stuff. Armageddon is a guilty pleasure of mine. The Island, Pain and Gain was pretty good. When we get into the Transformers, that's when I started to
he lost me.
He started to kind of do some stuff that was, especially the second Transformers. I mean, God, man, it's like some of the stuff that was going on in there. I was like, come on, man, you come on, you're doing wrong.
The writing and dialogue was horrible.
It was, man.
I think for me, when it comes to Transformers, it was a very it was welded together. And what I mean by that is like, okay, it was too many moving pieces on the design of the Transformers.
Yeah.
You know who was who. At the same time, you had the special effects that made it work. So if you would have streamlined and made them as the TV show, it would have been better received. So that kind of took me out. Then the patriotic military thing, how he just glorified and how they come in is like and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. It's like, come on, man. This is a Transformers movie, dog. I mean, come on, it's like,
Yeah.
But you know what? They realized that as far as like um, the depiction of the Transformers, because when they did Bumblebee,
Mm-hmm.
those Transformers, they looked pretty damn good.
They slimmed them down, the
Yeah.
streamline. You know
Yes.
who was who.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
who was who. So yeah,
Right.
that's the director for this week, number 8. That's Michael Bay. Again, we definitely enjoyed his stuff. He is Mr. Moneybag. I
Yeah.
like the movie he did on Netflix, Six Dead or Six Underground.
600. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely enjoy that.
It was.
I think the first 10 minutes or less, he purposely did a old school editing style,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like all over the place. And then it's
Yeah.
moved out into current stuff. But I like
Yeah.
to watch or some of the stuff that he done.
Yeah.
So there's another piece I'm going to do with you on Night Watch, and this is the domestic box office. We're going
Okay.
to be covering this and seeing what's going on, as far as the money bag goes. So you can see that Shang-Chi is number 1.
Yeah, man.
You see the numbers, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Free Guy is doing good. The Jungle Cruise is doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else is like standard type stuff, but
Yeah.
we will be doing this on the show, going over stuff like that, and we'll discuss, the top 10, what's going on, who's making money, this and that.
Nice.
So next month, a little comment.
What's up, Dan?
Yes. We'll have to get you next time, man. I reached out to him to see if you want to join us. We'll have to get him next time.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Absolutely.
Thanks for coming through and leaving a comment. So I got one more thing for you, and that is this. What plans for October? It's horror month. So I'm going to show you now. This is what I got for us. Okay?
Yeah, move it over a little bit more. Top 100 horror movies. Ooh, all right.
All right. So basically, you have to pick one and scratch it off, and there's a movie on it there.
Oh, okay.
It's like a game. So I got this for us for next month.
Nice. I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing.
Nice.
And they got a lot of shit up here.
I
They got a lot of
bet.
stuff. I got that. For next month. Plus, we'll do some other stuff. If you had any suggestions, let me know. I definitely want to have fun next month. A little trivia, get back to that. Do stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and the thing of it is October is, and it's interesting you say that, because for me as a YouTuber, it'll be my 1-year anniversary coming up in a few days. And it was ironic that October was when, I kind of got things going on my channel, but it also was a great time because there was so many people in the community that had open arms and really helped just welcome me. So I do have, and I gotta talk to you about it too. I do have a small little project that I'm working on to hopefully.
Yeah, I'm down, man, because I missed the boat the last time you extended your hand for me on your platform because my coworker got off of work early. But
yeah. So
I got some stuff for us, and hopefully, whatever you got, I'm with it.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think a lot of channels are doing, they're doing, obviously. Horror related stuff, Halloween season related stuff, and it's fun. It is a very fun time to be a YouTuber, like it was last year and stuff. So it'll be fun seeing all these people doing stuff. There's a lot of YouTubers that are, doing what we do, joining together on live streams and doing watch-alongs and little events and stuff. So it'll be a fun month for viewers. I really do think so.
Okay, because I made it last weekend to my first horror convention.
Nice.
Hey man, I thought it was gonna be like a little mom and pop store. It was. I took some pictures, not too many, but the line had to be well over a block, and it wasn't like a three.
Wow.
It had to be more than 5 people with, and it was over a block. Easily.
Wow.
So I'll put those pictures up, and the next Sunday for October, and we're just gonna.
Are you gonna talk about some of the stuff that you saw or whatever from it?
Yeah, there's some stuff that I seen. I talked to a couple of people that was there that's interested in. You might want to be on the platform. I just want to make sure it works out, get some balance to it. But I already got stuff going. King Igor will be with us on the platform.
Nice.
And, I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Corey's awesome.
Talk to you behind the scenes about some things. So we got some stuff going, but do you want to talk about what you're planning, or you want to keep it a secret? Or
well, I could talk about a few of the things that we're going to be doing. We're still going through our Halloween franchise reviews and stuff, so that's kind of one thing that we're doing, and we're going to be hopefully covering Halloween Kills, and we tried to time it so it would work out that way, but we're doing that. We're going to do, a few extra shows, with watch-alongs and community.
When does that come out anyways?
October 15th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's right around the corner, man, a little bit more than 2 weeks. And so hopefully we can do, some live coverage of it like we did for Candyman. But we're going to do some movie watch-alongs. I do have a couple of other live stream ideas that we're going to do, and hopefully the week before Halloween, we're just going to be live streaming.
Coming home, bringing it home.
yeah. So it'll be fun. And like I said, my project that I'm working on, that I won't say, because next thing you know, you'll see other people doing it. Like, oh, well, we had this idea. Like, no, you didn't, because I don't see anyone else doing this. Yeah. But it should be fun, and right now the idea is it'll have a lot of channels involved, so that's why I got to talk to you too. But it should be fun. So
okay,
big things.
I'm on board. I'm team support.
I figured that. I figured it.
I'm team support on that.
Absolutely.
Hey man, again, because we get going. I look up, it's an hour 13 minutes. But, appreciate you as always for coming through and being consistent, because it's funny because it was last year that we met online in October.
A year, man. Isn't that crazy?
So it's definitely going. Again, like you said before, it's the consistency.
Yeah.
But for me, I gotta get to your level, because it's not consistent. It's what you put on you, like a machine. So I gotta give you the props on that. But yeah, man.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
looking forward to it. I think the 10th is a Sunday. I won't be around because my birthday is the 7th. So my lady got me already booked up and booked in to go do some things. But
that's good.
The other Sunday will be a show with hopefully a guest, and we're gonna have fun, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're gonna have fun. So again, we got another comment. Hey, okay. And hopefully we can get Mr. Dan and Horror himself up here with us to do some stuff, hang out.
Absolutely, man.
Support. Appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we have to get Tony Man channel up, because I went through there last night on work. I didn't see it up yet, so I have to message him, see what's up.
Well, he did two videos.
He did 2 videos?
Yeah.
Which ones?
He did it was a couple of tags that he did. Actually, one of them.
Yeah, I seen.
Okay, yeah.
I was looking for.
But he hasn't done anything else.
Yeah, because you said you can do the StreamYard and have it set up a little bit different. So I was looking for that type of setup. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna reach out, see what's good.
Yeah.
So definitely hit me when we get offline. Again, I appreciate you coming through.
Yeah,
And
man.
anybody who's watching this, like, subscribe. If you have any suggestions or opinion, please leave them in the comment section below. Again, this is Prem Night Watch. This is the Prem Show. Thanks for watching and coming through. Peace, guys. See you Sunday.
Later.